Welcome to EDU World Space.
So here we need to find a formula for the v sub 1, or the velocity at the liquid at the bottom. So, or the speed of the liquid at the bottom. So we can use Bernoulli's equation and say that p sub 1 plus 1/2 times rho v sub 1 squared plus rho g y sub 1 equals p sub 2 plus 1/2 rho v sub 2 squared plus p rho g y sub 2. And we know that the pressure at 1 equals the pressure at 2 equals the atmospheric pressure. So these cancel out. The speed of the liquid at the top is 0. So this term is eliminated. And so we find that v sub 1 is just going to be 2 times g times h sub 2 minus h sub 1 all to the 1/2 power. At this point, we can say for part A, y final equals y initial plus vy initial t plus 1/2 ay t squared. This is going to equal 0. This will equal 0. And so we can say that t is going to be equal to the square root of 2 times h sub 1 divided by g. So at this point, we can say that the change in x, so the change in displacement, would be equal to vx times t. And this would be equal to, again, 2g times h sub 2 minus h sub 1 to the 1/2 power, and then times 2h sub 1 divided by g, again to the 1/2 power. So this would be the formula for x. So this would be, we can rewrite this a little bit neater. And this would be our answer to part A. Now, part B, we seek some height such that h prime would be equal rather we can say that h prime, we seek some height h prime. However, the condition for h prime is going to be 2 times h sub 2 minus h sub 1 times h sub 1. This would be to the 1/2 power equals 2 times h sub 2 minus h sub 1 prime times h sub 1 prime, again to the 1/2 power. So at this point, the 2's cancel out, and we find that h sub 1 times h sub 2 minus h sub 1 equals h sub 1 prime times h sub 2 minus h sub 1 prime. So we can say that h sub 1 prime squared minus h sub 2 h sub 1 prime plus h sub 1 times h sub 2 minus h sub 1. This term here is going to equal 0. So that is a quadratic equation, and we can use the quadratic formula in order to solve. So h sub 1 prime would be equal to h sub 2 plus or minus h sub 2 squared minus 4h sub 1 times h sub 2 minus h sub 1 to the 1/2 power, and then this will be divided by 2. So we can say that h sub 1 prime will be equal to h sub 2 plus or minus h sub 2 squared minus 4h sub 1 h sub 2 plus 4 times h sub 1 squared all to the 1/2 power. And again, this will be divided by 2. So h sub 1 prime will be equal to h sub 2 plus or minus h sub 2 minus 2h sub 1 divided by, again, 2. So h sub 1 prime would be equal to 2h sub 2 minus 2h sub 1 divided by 2, comma, 2h sub 1 over 2. So we can safely say that h sub 1 prime is going to be equal to h sub 2 minus h sub 1. So this would be our answer. That is the end of the solution. Thank you for watching.